You're riding with Rev and The Godfather on Road.fm.
What's going on, Nomads? We are in the studio with The Godfather here, man. What's going on, brother?
I got some news for you, man.
Uh-oh.
This might be my last show.
Come on.
I've applied to be a Victoria's Secret model.
If I see you strutting down the runway in cowboy boots.
They done fired all the angels. They done
saw
fired.
that.
Yep. Instead of being a company focused on what men want, they're going to be a company focused on what women want. So I figure, what better chance for me now to go ahead and live my dream of being a
So you applied?
Oh yeah.
You know,
the only thing they have for me is that thing with the elephant trunk.
oh my Lord. Now, when I was a kid, I had my mom, my sisters in the house. Victoria's Secret catalogs would come.
Oh yes, for some reason.
I'd get the mail.
Whoopsie.
I'd go in the bathroom and
Well, I'm a little older than you, so it's a Sears catalog. But yeah.
Sears.
Oh yeah, man.
With the tractors?
The brassiere section. JC Penney, Sears.
With the tractors, yeah. So, all right. So I guess we know what Victoria's Secret is.
The secret's out.
The secret's out. Victoria is Victor.
Their main spokesmodel now is that Megan Rapinoe or whatever her name is.
What the hell, ho?
She's from the U.S. soccer team, the purple haired.
No, not that little boy.
Oh yeah, Pinocchio looking thing. She's going to be
yes, Pinocchio.
She's going to be the face of the Victoria's Secret.
What is she going to wear? Let me stop. We're going to get in trouble.
No.
We're going to get in trouble.
This is she. Apparently this is what women want.
Is to look at that,
right?
Look,
man. I look. Calvin Klein's right. Used to have who?
Brooke Shields,
Cindy Crawford, Brooke Shields. Nothing comes between me and my Calvins.
Yeah, that was 70s, 80s.
Oh,
Brooke Shields. Yeah.
Now they got this woman that's as big as Godzilla and almost as pretty.
Good Lord.
And she's like, I speak my truth in my Calvins. It's like,
and ain't nobody listening.
The only thing speaking truth to you is that scale.
One at a time, please.
yeah. It only goes up to 300.
Oh Lord! So she's been weighing 300 since sixth grade.
My Lord. Well, that's the thing, man. If you're an underwear company, right?
Right.
Wouldn't you want to sell smaller? Because you don't get more money for the fatter sizes.
More material.
Right? It's like, boss, something's going on. We're using up way too much material. We're 1,000 yards over our normal quota. So I don't know. Somebody talked fat chicks into buying stuff.
Buying our product. He's fat shaming.
Oh, I know.
Now, okay. Let's take a couple of steps back.
Oh Lord, here we go.
You look at the Olympics and what the heck's going on.
Oh wait. We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Oh, you got notes?
I got a list.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm still on this Victoria's Secret. Now, all
right, let's stay here for a couple minutes.
Not only do we have the girl who's built like a little boy,
Pinocchio, as you said,
and the great big fat ones. There's going to be a transgendered one too.
Are you?
I'm serious. They've got this. They got this thing all planned out. Woke has finally hit Victoria's Secret.
Hell is happening to our country?
Oh man,
you can't even enjoy a magazine now.
Miss Nevada is not a miss.
Don't tell me.
Oh, I'm not kidding you. Her name, the person who won the Miss Nevada is someone named Catalina Enriquez.
And it's a tranny.
Oh yeah. And it's not, look, man.
Is it like a Caitlyn Jenner tranny? Like you can tell?
Well, here's the thing.
Or is it one from Colombia where you got
with today's makeup and everything, like if you just saw a headshot,
yeah,
you'd be like, oh, I saw one picture. It was like she looked like she could do a layup, be forward for the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like it's
folks, are you listening to what's happening to our country?
So yeah,
Miss Nevada, the desert, Las Vegas is a man.
It's like, look, please be a lady tonight.
What was that Aerosmith song?
Dude looks like a lady.
Looks like a lady.
I would think the prerequisite for being Miss Nevada is being a miss, not a swing and a miss.
A swing. Listen, if it has an Adam's apple,
Oh no.
it's got a banana.
Oh yeah. No.
Come on,
This thing would
Miss-
definitely be wearing the elephant trunk.
Miss Nevada is a man.
Huh? Yeah. Well, I mean, these days it
I
don't
mean-
matter. Whatever. You can be what you want to be, and I guess.
But how can we appease this? How can people sit back and go,
Well, man, it's
this is a good idea.
This is the thing. I thought if it was money, you know what I mean? Like people would learn their lesson, but I guess it ain't money.
Well, now you know what a stimulus
Well, it's like
package went.
Package. Here's the thing. If you're the CEO of Victoria's Secret
Yeah.
and you're over there and you're saying to yourself, man, we're having some hard times, COVID and stuff, people are cooped up. They're not out there shopping. I know what'll set the ship right on course. Let's bring in the ugliest broads in the USA to represent, and let's fire all
pretty ones.
Oh my gosh.
Come
I mean,
on.
look, it goes back. I don't watch Formula One,
Right.
but they got rid of all the girls that, they had all those real pretty girls that would
Yeah,
take
the trophy girls.
the trophy girls.
Yeah.
And like even ring girls and stuff, they're trying to do away with that.
But don't let that be a dude.
Well, here's the thing. So there's a whole industry with that Formula One, right?
Yeah, I know the formula
All
now.
those, the secret formula. But those girls,
Lord,
now they're all out of
mercy.
jobs. So and they didn't replace them with ugly broads. They just quit doing it
Completely.
completely. And anybody listening that doesn't like me using the term broads, I'm sorry. I'm a product of my times.
We're old school here.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. For goodness sake, you got McDonald's that went gender neutral.
Well, I mean, I hear with the toys and stuff that they're trying to go gender neutral, but
Hold on. My daughter, she's a smart kid. She's bright and she's quick witted.
Yep.
She comes up with some good ones.
Yep.
We were driving down the street. She goes, Dad, remember when I was a kid, you used to order a Happy Meal? They came in a box and the lady at the window would ask if the toy's for a boy or girl. I was like, yeah. She goes, what do they ask for now? And I just had to look. So we tested it.
yeah.
Go through the drive-thru. They didn't even ask.
Well, I mean,
They just gave some stupid random toy. She was like,
but also that might have just been operator error at the
yeah, operator error.
at the
window.
microphone at the window. Because I've gone there with my son, and depending on what the promotion is, sometimes they'll have like Star Wars and Barbie at the same time, or whatever. So they'll ask if the toy's for a boy or a girl. But I'm sure
So
that some Karen somewhere, that
some
pulled into the drive-through,
Uh-huh.
and the fellow behind the counter said, on the microphone said, well, is that for a boy or a girl? And she's probably like, does it matter?
How dare you ask?
Hey, crime.
He's non-binary.
He's non-binary. Oh, gosh.
Okay. Well, you also have to look at UPS. Today they announced they're not going to ask if the package is for a man or a woman. MasterCard.
Well, what the hell would that have to do with it? I mean, I know.
Because when you do, if I just send you something that says Mr. or Mrs., the little checkbox.
Oh.
So now that's gone. MasterCard has a commercial.
Yeah.
You ready for this one?
Oh, yeah, here we go.
The MasterCard commercial depicts a transgender something or other going up to the counter, and the guy's buying like a latte or whatever and pulls out his credit card,
Yeah.
puts the card in the machine, and the guy looks at the receipt and says, why, thank you, and says the name Brian. Brian clearly did not look like a full Brian.
Right.
You couldn't tell from the distance
Right.
if Brian was a Brian or a girl. Then they go into the speech of MasterCard, the newest, blah, 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 gender neutral, put whatever name on the card that you want.
Well, hell, I'll do that then.
I went on the website, I designed a card, and I put Mickey Mouse.
Oh, hell, I want my
Why
card
not?
to say His Excellency.
That's it.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Could you imagine?
Everywhere I go, thank you, Master.
It says here, Your Royal, oh, Master. You can't say Master
Yep,
anymore.
I'm going to put it on there.
You can't say
I'm
Master.
going to put it on there.
Nope.
What else you got for us, man?
Oh, well, my man Bill Cosby slipped the news today. He's out of jail and on the prowl.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen,
If you're with this cat, just keep a bottle of water and and make sure the seal's not broken on it.
you and I talked about this a couple episodes
The
ago.
Sandman is back in business.
He is back. That pudding pop. It's got some wrinkles in it.
Oh yeah. Well,
But it, I wonder. I'm going to get in trouble, so I'm not going to say it. But you and I talked about the whole Bill Cosby thing a few episodes ago.
Yep.
Here he goes getting let out.
I tell you what, we're ahead of the curve.
We are ahead of the curve.
I tell you what. Well, now, what's interesting is the reason that he got out is apparently the lesbian that he drugged, supposedly, allegedly.
She was a lesbian?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Allegedly. I mean, I guess whatever he did to her sent her to the other team.
Pushed her over the edge.
Oh yeah. She actually looks like she'd be a great Victoria's Secret model.
Oh, geez.
So
A new one.
Yeah, new one, not the old one. So she apparently civil sued. They had the criminal suit against, the criminal charges against him, and then they had the civil suit.
Right.
So, in order for him to testify at the civil suit, which means payoff, he said part of the deal is you have to drop the charges. So they dropped the charges against him, which gave him the ability to testify in the civil suit, which gave her the ability to sue him.
To make some money.
Right, and make a little money. So apparently I guess his lawyer forgot. I don't know. But that's why they let him out, because there was a deal in place way back when this first went out.
2 years ago.
No. Way back.
And they locked him up anyway.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't just her, like 10 or 15 other women came out. But now a lot of people, look, I will preface it by saying this. I wasn't there. I don't know. All I know is that there's a lot of women that said that, they went to his house, started feeling sleepy, and woke up with their underwear on backwards. But then there's people who are saying,
there's pudding everywhere.
Well, yeah, there's people who are saying that a lot of these women, he was a superstar at the time. Man, Cosby was one of the greats.
Him and all them.
And so, he's probably like, well, I'll help you with your career,
Yeah.
Well, and then when that didn't pan out, now 20 years later, they regret it. So who knows what really happened? But the cat spent 2 years in jail.
At the age of 70 something?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't want to be in there.
Well, hell, it's one thing for a poor guy to go to jail. He's like, oh, well, 3 hots and a cot. It's another thing for a dude who lived in a mansion.
A mansion in his 70s who just wanted to,
So now he's out.
hold the remote all day.
Yep. Now he's out and he's
hanging out with OJ.
Out and about making people shout. Yeah, him and OJ should have it. They should
start a new cartoon.
Those road pictures like Bob Hope used to do.
Oh, jeez.
Him and OJ. That man, I tell you what, if they did a show, I'd watch it.
Because it'd be interesting to hear their side of the story.
Well, I mean, we know their side of the story. It didn't do it.
I didn't do it. Yeah, that song.
That could be the theme song. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. I don't care what you saw. I could describe his pudding pop.
You going to believe me or your lying
your lying eyes? Now, we're looking at the country falling apart, right? A house divided, you cannot stand.
Well, that's by design.
That is absolutely by design.
You know it.
You got all these divisions, right? You look at race.
Oh, yeah. Here we go with that. Because it's on the forefront today.
It's front and center again.
Because this lady, the third place winner in the hammer throw, all right, at the Olympics, or the Olympic trials or whatever the hell it is.
Right.
Got all but hurt because they happened to play the national anthem of the country she's there to represent.
How dare they?
How dare they? Thank God the 2 other winners,
respected the
flag and stood there and she stood there looking. Now here, I don't think it's a racial thing. I think just ugly people don't like America. Because this woman's face looked like a catcher's mitt. And
have you seen any attractive disrespecting the flag? I can't say that I have.
I can't think of. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of those woke liberal idiots in Hollywood that we would consider to be good looking. Well,
I don't know. You can't tell is it male or female.
Well, anymore, yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, I'm.
Imagine dating today.
Well, no, I mean,
hell no.
Well, here's the thing. It's one thing to and we've gone over this in other podcasts about the rules of dating now, how everything's damn hate crime, but
Good Lord. Okay.
Well, I was just happy. I just remember most of the women I ever dated back when I was available, they were
women.
At the very, of course, they were definitely all women, 100%. But I do know that most of them love the country.
Right.
You know, I mean, it wasn't like they were all patriotic, you know, Uncle Sam types, but none of them were, you know, even like when I was young and dumb, you know, I mean,
Right.
like, you know, was there anybody that I dated that was like, I just hate this place. And, you know, I couldn't imagine out there in the dating world. And then you meet some gal and next thing you know, you're sitting there talking about intersectional feminism and transgender rights and how terrible the country is. I mean, it'd be like, check, please.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Out of here. We're out of here. I mean, goodness sakes. When I was a teenager and you're dating, you hold the door for a young lady.
Well, yeah.
You open the door for her. Imagine you do that today. Oh my God.
But the only thing the feminists are traditionalists about is when that check comes.
They look at you cross-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
What's the term? Dutch? Going Dutch?
Going Dutch, yeah.
Pay your half, she pays hers. Yeah, they won't do that.
No,
They won't do that.
I say, look, I'm all the way feminist. This check here at Ruth Chris
Here.
Steakhouse is for you.
And they, you know, Ruth's Chris is expensive.
Oh,
buddy.
man, that's expensive.
It's
good,
good,
though.
but I don't know. I prefer Steakhouse down the street, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'll give him a plug. Texas Roadhouse. He's probably like, no,
Not these two. Please. He's going to call, be like, delete that. You know,
corporate called.
there's some videos I got to play. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
I think we're ahead of the curve once again because last episode we talked about John McAfee.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now,
Well, to be fair, because he just allegedly killed himself.
yeah, he killed himself, but I'm pretty sure he was surprised.
Epstein. He was Epstein.
He was Epstein,
Yeah.
right?
Nobody was more surprised than he was.
But there's a video, I gotta find it, and it talks about his lookalikes. So what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is take a quick break and get back to it after this. Now, back to John McAfee.
Yep.
His video, he talks about something. He's very descriptive with the way he says it, okay? And listen to the compassion in his voice when he talks about his lookalikes, if you will. Let's get to it.
The real John McAfee.
How do you know? How do you know that John McAfee actually has six doubles who are through cosmetic surgery and other things virtual? I actually had a girlfriend once that confused in bed one of my doubles for me. So how would you know?
John McAfee just admitted he has 6 doubles. 6 of them, ladies and gentlemen, with plastic surgery and other things. So how do we know they got the right one?
How do they know?
We don't. He just even said it in that video. How do you know?
Could
Funny.
you imagine if he popped up? Holy mackerel. He'd be the most famous guy in the world.
Because he beat the system.
Yeah, well, yeah.
There's 5 left running around.
5 doubles.
Yeah.
Those guys are probably like, shit.
Give me a wig and get my face back. But okay, you have him being Epsteined.
Yep.
We don't know where Hillary was that day. Okay.
Yeah.
So the apartment, the building, 877 Collins Avenue, right?
Uh-huh.
Down in Miami Beach.
Right.
If you go on and you put in John McAfee's wife's maiden name, her name is Janice Dyson, just like the vacuum. She owned a condo in that building when they first met 8 years ago.
Wow.
Can you tell me that's a coincidence?
Well, I mean, it could be.
Yeah, just out of the blue.
But I know he talked about having a stash of information somewhere or whatever.
Kill switch.
Yeah.
He's got a kill switch. So I wouldn't put it past Hillary dropping
Hillary,
that building.
you know, she's getting a little long in the tooth to be dropping buildings, but
I think she's still very much in play, buddy.
yeah.
Because, too many weird things are happening.
Haven't seen too much of her lately.
Nope.
You know, she's,
Which is a good thing.
oh yeah, thank God.
You see her coming, it's over.
Oh man.
Just call it a reaper.
Yeah.
Hillary is the freaking reaper at this point.
She's the only one that can call suicide hotline to place an order.
To place an order. She's got a frequent flyer card. You know what? You go buy an ice cream, they stamp your card. They're like, ma'am, 2 more and you get 1 free. It's like, she just doesn't quit with this stuff. But let's get a little comical for a minute.
Oh, here we go. What we got?
We're talking law enforcement and all this stuff. And people are on edge about everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything bothers them. They're all worked up.
Yep.
This next audio clip is from an original 911 call. Okay. I got this off the web. A lady calls 911 because her children are fighting, and apparently there's no dad around. And listen to what the dispatcher says to her. And I'm laughing because it is almost comical. But when you break up the family unit, this is what you're left with. Where was dad?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
She had no one else to call but the police with this. So you're like,
help me with these kids.
Pretty much. So let's play it.
What's going on?
I've got 2 teenage daughters, and I just got home from work. They were physically fighting with each other, and one of them kicked a hole in a door. And they're 12 and almost 14, and the 12-year-old is completely out of control. And I physically, if she's as big as I am, I can't control her.
Okay, did you want us to come over to shoot her?
What?
Are you there?
Excuse me?
That's a joke. Okay, so
who are you? What is your name?
Mike Forbes.
Okay, that's not funny, Mike. And guess what? I'm going to file a formal complaint.
I don't blame you a bit.
Because you know what? This is really not very funny.
I know it's not, ma'am.
Well, guess what? It's not going to be very funny when I go in front of your supervisor and tell him.
I understand.
No wonder her kids are out of control.
Yes,
Listen to her.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Well, sorry doesn't cut it. I need a police officer.
Hold on.
She is a Karen and a half. And the dispatcher.
You want us to come over and shoot him?
And I thought it was a joke.
All right. Well, I mean, it was obviously a joke. The guy wasn't going to.
I mean, I thought that article was a joke.
Oh, yeah.
But if you look at NBCnews.com, it's on their website. That was an official article with the video.
Wow.
And I said, this really happened. Like, so the dispatcher, just probably some rinky-dink town, said, go.
What do you want us to do? Come shoot him?
You know, he
well,
said
now,
that.
He'll have to go on unpaid leave or something
Oh,
stupid.
no.
And,
according to the chief, he got a letter of reprimand.
yeah.
No pay cut, no suspension, other than the letter that says if you act this way again, you will be terminated. He didn't lose his
he
job.
shouldn't have. I mean, good Lord, you don't get fired for a damn joke. Or, believe me.
Some liberal out there is going, that's not funny.
Oh, well, I mean, and the thing was,
That poor woman couldn't control them kids. That's what happens when you don't discipline your kids at a young age.
She couldn't control the kids because she's out of control. Look how she behaved.
My mother is 5'1". I'm much bigger than that. She controlled me until I was 19, 20 years old and left.
Yeah.
It's called reverence and fear. Plus, I didn't want my dad getting up and knocking my head off.
Oh, yeah.
But even that, I was bigger and stronger than my dad. It's respect. The beatings you get as a kid, I guess, stick with you.
Yeah.
And you go, I'm not trying my parents. You just don't do that kind of stuff. Sibling rivalry is one thing. But when mom comes home or dad comes home and the fighting still continues and the parent legitimately says, I can't control her, she's stronger than me, you didn't discipline your kids. They're beyond the talking and standing in the corner.
Oh, it's too late at that point.
It's too late.
Yeah.
So how would you handle that if you were the dispatcher?
If I was the dispatcher, I'd probably said exactly what that dude said.
The same thing.
And I'd be sitting there with my letter of reprimand.
You'd have it framed and on the wall.
Oh, gosh.
Like, what is that for? This
I
idiot
told the
called
lady.
in here.
That's his slave. She wants to shoot her kids.
He said, what do you want me to come out and shoot her? And then a pause.
Well, and it probably was right on the heels of that where the foster home called about the 2 girls fighting, and they were both big girls, and the one stabbed the other one, and the cop went out and shot her.
Well, that one, this one I just played you happened in 2005.
Oh, okay.
So that was before
way back, yeah.
the idiocy of today.
Oh gosh, and that Karen was ahead of the curve.
She was definitely ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
But the long pause from when he says, what do you want us to come out there and shoot her? There was like a good 4 seconds. Her mouth was just wide open. Like, what the hell did he just say? But
no, she was probably thought about laughing and then realized that Karen gene kicked in, and she
sure
thought,
did.
you know what? I can get paid.
I could sue you.
I can get paid.
Yep.
I can exert some temporary dominance over someone. Here it comes.
The Karen gene. That's how that works.
They can't
Describe
help
the Karen gene
The
for us.
Karen gene. Well, first of all, that little page boy haircut they all have. You know what I'm talking about? The little
Like
pixie cut.
Megan.
Yeah. Well,
Rapinoe.
no. That she's got what a man would wear in the 50s haircut. You know, I'm talking about those
Like
ones
a Dennis the Bettis.
like that Kate plus 8 or whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
You see that haircut?
The chop.
You see that haircut with them blonde highlights? Get the hell out of town.
Because that's Karen.
Especially if you're the manager,
Because that's a Karen.
because that is a Karen.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
What other Karen characteristics do they exude?
Oh, blowing up over the slightest thing. And it's all, and this is what it's about. None of these people are genuinely offended by anything that you do. These so-called Karens, but they have a chance to exert what I call temporary dominance over you. They can't whoop your ass. You know what I mean? But they know they only evoke the Karen gene when they're in a situation. You're in public. You're being filmed.
They have an audience.
They know you're not going to knock their block off. You know what I mean? They know. I mean, and they're also
I've seen some ones in the hood.
but they do it to people in situations where, you know, if someone was being that hysterical back, like just think back in the 50s, somebody would walk up and say, "We won't have any of this." Smack. You know,
That'd be the end of it.
Right.
And it was
That'll be-
probably the store manager at that time.
you know, so now, and you know, that's the thing about a store manager. You think the guy at Rite Aid, right?
What's
You
the
know,
deal with this?
Making $32,000 a year, busting his ass 60 hours, 80 hours a week, you know, worked his way up from the stock boy to, you know, now he's manager of the thing. And then here she comes because the store down the street has the laxative she's trying to buy for 25 cents cheaper. And he's trying to tell her that we don't price match. And no, that's the other store. Walgreens does that. Rite Aid doesn't do that. And she's
And
like,
there's no coupon.
"Give me the number for corporate," and starts screaming at him. And this dude is thinking, you know,
I don't need this today.
what he really wants to say is, "Look, bitch, get your ass in your car and drive down 5 miles and save your 15 cents.
And get your
And
constipated
yeah.
self out of my store.
You know, but he has to stand there and take it like a dummy because we basically, you know, the customer's always right. I got news for you. The only time the customer's right is when it's me.
When you're the customer.
Most of the time, and hell, I'm wrong too. Most of the time, it, you know, like you come bop. I don't know how many times, and I've done it. You're bopping up to the door and your clock says 9:59.
Oh, yeah. You got that 1 minute.
You got 1 minute. Like you're going to go in there. These cats already got everything busted down and cleaned up. And you're
Cleaned
going
up,
to go in there.
swept up, mopped.
You're going to
The
go
lights
in there.
are
Yeah.
off.
Now, I tried not to hit any restaurant 30 minutes before closing. You know
Right.
what I mean? These cats are trying to get out of there.
Although we did that once before.
Yeah.
I think it was a Mexican spot.
Yeah.
It was like 9:15.
But
They closed at
they
9:30.
didn't care. The thing, you know, that makes it even worse. But like, it's one thing if it's the wall. Like, I'll tell you something that happened to me. Nothing. God, another fun story. All right. So we're out in a rural part of this area. I mean, real rural. And we were going to have a bonfire. All right.
The good old days.
When you got, well, I mean, you know, look, the good old days. This was maybe 5 years ago.
Okay.
All right. So no, it was longer than that. My son wasn't born. So it was probably like 7 years ago.
Okay.
We're going to have a bonfire. There's my daughter's out there. All the kids are her age, you know, are out there. So when you say you're going to have a bonfire, these kids go and grab every single stick, anything that will burn, and goes on that
hay.
pile.
Yep.
So before you know it, you got a pile that you can hide a mobile home underneath. and it's all dried up sticks and woods. Well, this fella that was with us, who didn't have any kids, you know, I was the only one that, this must have been more than 10 years ago because I was the only one that smoked.
Okay.
So I had a cigarette lighter.
Gotcha.
So, and I've been smoke free for 10 years. Hallelujah. So I had the lighter. Of course, and I go flicking it and it won't start.
Yep.
So I have to go and there's a little knob on those Bic lighters. You can switch around.
Turn them up. Yeah.
Turn them up.
Yeah.
Well, while I was doing that, this cat dumped like 1.5 gallons of freaking gasoline
And you didn't
on
see him
it.
do
Oh,
it?
hell no. And he didn't say nothing. So I'm down there, flick, and boom, Hiroshima. It burned the side of all the hair off the side of my damn face.
Oh, my goodness.
All the way up my arm. I'm running.
I think there was a Simpsons episode
I'm
like that.
running blind because I think I'm on fire. I mean, it was like an explosion. And I finally get, finally I'm out. And I'm sitting there, and it's like, look, the kids want to have a bonfire. They're going to cook wieners and stuff. And I figure, what the hell, I'll stick it out.
Careful what you say today.
Well, so I sit there for 30, 40 minutes just in agony. My arm is
So
on
you were
fire.
singed. You were crispy.
Oh, yeah, no. And I'm running cold water on it. And that's the only way I can sit still is by running cold water on my arm.
So you had like 3rd-degree burns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was, I mean, so I'm running that cold water on there, figuring, all right. And finally, I'm like, look, I can't take it no more. We were going to stay here late, but I got to get my butt back home, put something on this. So I'm driving into town, and my wife says, we don't have any of that. Because, that burn stuff you spray on there.
Yep.
We don't have any of that.
And don't use butter.
Oh, yeah. Windex or anything else. But so I'm like, and just so happened to be a CVS store. And it was, I mean, the stroke of 10, when they closed. And I pulled in there, and the dude was walking up to lock the door. And he saw me, and thank God he took pity on me because he must have seen that.
The crispiness.
Oh yeah. So he's like, "Come on in." I went in.
Do you have any eyebrows?
Oh well, no. It burned the hair off the side of my head,
Oh, my
eyebrow
goodness.
on the right side, and all the hair off my right arms. And
you were singed. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
I
were
mean,
burnt.
it was So I went in and bought every bottle of that burn salve,
Mm-hmm.
I went home and just soaked in it. Just soaked in it. So, but thank God for that guy because he could have locked that door and said, "Too bad, so
sorry.
sad." I probably would have broke the damn window or drove through the damn thing.
Walking like a zombie.
Oh,
man, yeah, being burnt, that ain't no joke.
But we're back to the Karen thing now that my sidebar is over. A Karen would be like, I feel like a Snickers bar, and they come rolling up there, and the guy's locking the door. Ah, damn it! And
It is 9:59.
I'm calling corporate. Like the scenario we talked about earlier, where the lady, I was actually in a Walgreens when this lady come up and she was accosting the manager. Now I'm just in line to buy whatever the hell it is.
And get the hell out of there, right?
So she's accosting the young man behind the counter because what she was trying to purchase was 25 cents cheaper at this other place. And she wanted them to price match. And of course they didn't price match.
Right.
So I want to see the manager. So the manager comes up there and, and this guy, like I said, he just
poor guy.
He just wants to get
He's
to
like,
the
I
damn
got
work
carriages to get, lady.
So
here's the damn quarter.
You're going to laugh at me because it sparked my memory now. Talking about the story. So the reason I was in there was a girl that I liked was working in the photo department.
Oh.
And she used to develop people's photographs back when that was a thing.
Right.
And so I was in there hanging out with her when this all started going down. Well, by hanging out, I stopped in and shoot the fat with her for a second,
minutes.
Shoot some flavor and haul ass out of there. So meanwhile, like this woman is just giving this poor guy hell about
the quarter,
they're not price matching. So I'm sitting there listening to this. And so she says, I want the corporate number. And then so she's writing all this down. She's got a little notepad, that she pulls out of her purse. She's writing the guy's name. She got his name tag there, writing his name, making sure she got it spelled right. She's going to call corporate. And that's when I'm very respectful towards ladies, elderly ladies and everything, but this was something that I just couldn't abide by. So I'm like, now wait a damn minute. You're going to try and get this fella fired because you don't want to drive across town to pay 25 cents less for this hemorrhoid cream or whatever the hell you're trying to buy.
Take your hurt ass out of here.
It's like, just
excuse my language.
And this guy's standing there and you can see the look on his face. It was a mixture of thank you for doing this and please stop doing this.
You're going to get me in
she
trouble.
Says, well, who the hell are you? I said, I own this damn place. And the look on her face, and he's like, no, ma'am, no, no, ma'am, he does not represent.
He doesn't work here. He doesn't work. His
here.
ideas are not.
I'm like, I own this son of a bitch, and you can get the hell out of here. So she left, and and now afterwards he was laughing about it, and everybody.
She's one of those. I never.
Yeah.
Sanford would say, I bet you did.
Yeah. I don't have to stay here and be insulted like this. I can get insulted anywhere I go. But it was that cracked me up because the conversation afterwards, it was exactly like I thought. He was like, man, I get these people all day long doing this to me.
And people don't realize, especially in customer service, they want repeat customers.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't want to piss off the people that come in.
Right.
Basically, that's where you get your money. But you don't want to piss off your repeat customers. You don't want to be a doormat either.
Exactly.
You wanted to be able to say, look, man, let's use some common sense here. What do you mean you don't have any toilet papers? Like, well, shit, people bought it all.
It's out.
Stay here while I go in the back and knit you some.
You want some newspaper?
But I mean, and I speak as a consumer. I'm the first one to fly off the damn handle, when I feel I'm being treated unfairly, but at the same time, I do recognize it's like, look, the lady I'm speaking to or the fellow I'm speaking to in any place I'm at didn't write this corporate rule.
Right. But they're enforcing it, so it's their fault.
Yeah, they're enforcing it. They didn't write that. They probably think it's just as stupid. I mean, like with the masks. One thing.
They're starting that up again, by the way.
I didn't care if you want people to wear a mask. I just wasn't going to wear one. I didn't.
I don't even know.
Okay, right. I wasn't going to wear one. But
we've seen each other around town during that. Neither of us had our masks.
When the local Publix, they put up the signs, mask required, and they had people. I'd walk through the place like I owned the place, and the lady's like, "Sir, you got it." I just kept on walking.
Kept walking
because I thought it was all bullshit, and I'm not going to do it.
You were right.
But they never gave me any hassle. You know what I mean? It just, it's like, okay, I guess he ain't wearing a mask,
Mm-hmm.
But there are a couple of places like Denny's, for instance, that I went to, and I don't know if this was corporate policy or just this store, but, I went in there to get a little moon over my hammy or whatever, and,
moons over my hammy.
Yeah, that's a menu item.
Unreal.
And, the lady was like, "Sir, you can't come in here without a mask." It's like, well, I got a medical condition.
Mm-hmm. What ADA exempt?
Terminal CS.
Yeah, you say
common sense. So
CFS.
Right. She's like, "I'm sorry, but they've got a camera up here, and if I seat you, I'll get fired." I'm like, "Well, then I won't be back at no damn Denny's." Particularly not this one. I mean, although that stuff will start calling to me after a while, but I'll lose my principles. But
got to get your moons over my hammy.
But now, and what's funny is I went to a steakhouse right next door, and they just, come on in.
Come on in.
Right, no issues. There's a couple of liquor stores. Oh, there's a few liquor stores in this town, and I was buying some liquor for my mother-in-law. And so I went to, just kidding, people, just kidding. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I went to a liquor store that starts with the first three letters of the alphabet.
Yeah.
All right.
I know what you're talking about.
And I walk in. I asked for this stuff. She was wanting this stuff called green chartreuse. It's a liqueur.
Never heard of it.
Franciscan monks or something.
I don't drink. So
well,
never heard.
So and she wanted to try it. So and look, want to do right by my mother-in-law. So I go in there and look for it. I asked the guy at the counter. "Oh, it's right over there, sir." I as I'm walking around, a young lady who worked there came next to me, and she's like, "Oh, it's right here," and she pointed it out. Well, then the manager trucks his ass up there. "Sir, do you have a mask?" "Nope." "Well, I'll get you one." "Don't need one." "We have to have one to stay in here." It's like, "All right, then I'll leave." "Well, you don't have to leave. I'll just give you a mask." It's like, "No, then I will leave."
Then I will leave.
Because there's another joint here in town that I'll give a plug, Golden Ox Liquors. That guy don't give a damn. He'd prefer you're not wearing a mask so you don't shoot his ass. At least.
And that happened to me at the bank, which was weird.
So, but I go in there, service, he treated me with respect. I got the stuff. No, so now whenever I need liquor, that's my go-to place.
There you go.
And the big places doesn't get my money.
And all right, we need to get back to that. We need to get back to supporting mom and pops.
Like everybody's like, "Well, I wouldn't shop at Walmart," but sometimes, man, you need shower curtain clips at 3:00 in the morning. Well, guess what?
There's only one store
Walmart's the
open.
only place.
Yep.
Right. So, I recently bought a guitar, and I was wanting, there's a big joint in Orlando where you can get them cheap as hell. But I stopped at this place in town that's a local mom and pop place, and I bought it there. So you try and do what you can locally because those are the guys going to buy from you. Those are the
Right.
guys, you know.
You keep the money in your community.
But
Exactly.
now, had I walked in there and the kid behind the counter started giving me a bunch of shit about wearing a mask, then
I would have left.
Yep, damn right. Here's how you approach that. If any of you people are listening that work somewhere that are requiring masks, you say, I'm sorry, sir. I really wish you didn't have to do this, but corporate says you have to wear a mask to come in here, and there's nothing I can do about it.
And I'm on video and I could lose my
But
job.
don't exert what I call temporary dominance over me. It's like, dude, if I stepped on your friggin' toes on the side of the road on the street corner, you'd say, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
My toes shouldn't have been in your way.
Don't talk to me like I'm some small kid because you happen to have a name tag.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I can finally. Well, I mean, look,
I'm in charge.
I try to treat anybody with respect. I don't care if they're making $5 an hour or $100 an hour, but don't be rude to me about something like that. And like,
Right.
don't try to exert your dominance over me. Just, treat me the way I would want you, that you'd want to be treated. And so that's why that liquor store is not going to get any more dough from me.
Nope. And, I like to support the mom and pop stores.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've driven out of my way to go to a local hardware store. I've passed 3 hardware stores getting there,
Yep.
but I prefer to go to
Oh, yeah.
the local mom and pop
Oh, yeah.
hardware store. And the people are friendly.
Yep.
They're in our community. They see you coming. They wave at you. They get happy like, oh, my goodness, they've come back. And that means a lot as a business owner.
Yeah.
It means your service is good. Your product is good.
But
You've
I mean,
done
it's
something.
getting hard to find a mom and pop anything.
Well, with all this stuff, these lockdowns,
Yeah.
I think that was part of the plan is to put people out of business. So we have to kowtow to the
Well,
corporations.
this last year, there's 5 times more Amazon trucks than I've ever seen.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, I mean, they're the only ones making any money. And what they've done is they've trained people to sit in their damn house. I was talking to a friend of mine whose friend does the meal deliveries, know, and this lady's making extra $100 a day. After work, she drives around for a couple hours, picking up stuff for people and dropping them off at their house. She's saying that there are people who will order 2 ice creams.
Just
Like
2 ice cream cones.
2 friggin' popsicles. So you go to the store, they're already paid for.
Mhm.
She picks them up, hustles them to their house. So by the time it gets there, it's still good.
Mhm.
But they've paid, $15 for 2 friggin' popsicles. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like, what in the hell is up with people?
Because you just said it. They were trained like SEALs.
Well, they're trained to sit there. See, okay, look, I'm guilty of it. You're sitting there watching a TV show. It's like, damn, I sure would like some Doritos or some damn Funyuns. Funyuns is my bag.
Funyuns?
Oh, I love them.
My cousin is the Funyun fanatic.
Oh, yeah. You eat them damn things and your breath stank for a week.
Ugh.
But I would just say, oh, man, it's 9 o'clock. I'm not putting my damn shoes on and driving up to the store to get some Funyuns. I guess Frito-Lay will just have to do without my $3.29.
Right.
But now people go, oh, shit.
I can do this on an app.
I'll pay a few dollars extra, but hell, they bring it to me.
Right to the door.
Bring it on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing
That's called lazy.
so the local Publix, they have
Instacart.
so you get, I don't know what the hell they call it, but I get online and because when I go to the grocery store, I start on one end. It don't matter if I'm there to buy 1 dozen eggs. I start on one end, I hit all the bakery, the vegetables, the drinks, boom, there's the seafood up one aisle. Oh, the first aisle in there is always the foreign foods. Okay, I don't need any of that crap. And then down. And I go up and down like it's a maze, up and down, up and down, up and down, all the way to where the milk's at in the corner, and boom, I head up to the register.
Yep.
When you're doing it online, you don't do that. Yeah,
There's
you're
no window shopping.
Yeah, so but they've gotten wise to that. So it's like, oh, I want some steaks. Oh, do you also want corn on the cob?
Yeah.
So it's neat because you sit there and you go, oh, I want that, and they text you while the lady or the man is shopping. They text
Careful.
you. While the
No
person
pronouns. No pronouns.
yeah.
Just kidding here, ladies and gentlemen.
So they text you, oh, I'm sorry, the Jif peanut butter is unavailable right now, but we do have Skippies. It's like, okay, I'll take the Skippies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're like, all right, wow, and it shows up, boom, because you already paid for it, and you tipped her, you did everything
All through the app.
all through the app, and hell, I did it online. And it comes there and they bring it to the door and you carry it in. You know, you didn't even get your big ass off the couch and nothing. You just sat there.
Leave it at the door. I'll
Right.
get it in a minute.
But I did it a few times, and then I I like to look at my tomatoes. You know what I mean? I like to,
Yeah.
and
You want
sometimes
the
like
right
let's say
no soft spots.
let's say you want mayonnaise. I like to. You walk up there and it's like, shoot, man, while I'm here, I'll get that buffalo sauce. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Yep.
I found that I missed the store experience. So we did that a few times, and then I go.
Yep.
But now my wife, on the other hand, has figured out BJ's, right? You know, it's like a Costco's for us people down here in the South.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, no, BJ's is from Massachusetts. That's the headquarters.
yeah. My wife is she feels like end times are coming.
Oh,
So
she's not hoarding. What do you call it?
She's not
Prepping.
hoarding. She's prepping.
Prepping.
But she was prepping way back.
Gotcha.
All right. It's only now that she's like, all right, we are going to have a hoard. So I got groceries all over the damn place.
Don't complain.
Oh no.
Because if it is a SHTF, that's what it is.
So she hit the fan.
Mm.
I can eat, we can eat for a year or more. All
Be
right.
happy.
And eat well. So, but it got to where I'm like, it's like, look, lady, all right, the world ain't going to end. All right. We suffered through Obama. We'll suffer through
We'll
Biden.
make it. We'll make it.
Rich people still like to be rich. They're not going to tear this place up. They're just going to make it hard for people to live. But it ain't going to be like Gilligan's Island or something,
No.
Right. So,
I don't know. They're talking about the supply chain shutting down.
well, and if that happens, look, never will I be happier to say, she can say, I told you so, and I'll be happy as I'm eating rice and beans for 5 years. So, but the reason I don't tell her to stop, all right, it's like, look, we got enough is what I found is with inflation and the price of food that's going up,
oh yeah.
Instead of eating the $3.25 can of soup, I'm still eating the $1.75 can. Because
she
we
bought so
bought it
many.
right.
Yeah.
We bought it right.
But like you said, you have enough food just in case there is an issue. But of course, I have more videos.
And for anybody wondering about the food, I also have enough ammunition that anybody think about coming by the house.
To the house.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's friends and family only.
And where we live, we'll see you coming a mile away. So
I don't need, I'm not a marksman. What they call spray and pray.
Spray and pray.
My weapon of choice is AK-47s.
Ouch.
Well, when I first started buying guns,
7.62 by 39.
when I first started buying guns, I didn't know much about them.
Okay.
But so I asked. There was a fellow in town that it was a Mormon, owned the gun shop,
What?
and he was a big time prepper because all Mormons are.
Yeah, that's just their livelihood. That ain't
So,
nothing.
I had done some work for him, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy some guns from you. So he's like, what kind of guns you want? And I didn't know anything. I said, I tell you what, I want a gun that I'm not the type of person that's going to sit there and clean them. I'm not going to take it all apart and break it down and put it back together in 30 seconds and name it Shirley.
Do
No,
it blindfolded.
no. No. He says, I want something that I can throw down, pick up a year later and rat-a-tat-tat. And he said,
Right.
you want AK-47?
Yeah, those things are like indestructible.
Oh, yeah.
man.
He's like, he says, you can leave this out in the field and pick it up and start rattling it off. It's
It
like,
could be covered in
right.
sand, everything, grit,
Yep.
don't matter.
So we got 3 of them.
No, oof, jeez.
And
What's that ammo? 7.62 by 39.
By 39, yeah.
There you go.
And I bought that stuff right too, so
Before the upswing,
Oh,
where
yeah.
a box of 20 used to cost you $18. Now it's about $80.
shit, for 7.62, it was like $9.99.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was nothing. It was nothing.
My goodness. Today?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If I wanted to sell all that stuff, I could probably,
Make a killing.
but
We did a pig hunt. When was that? January?
Yeah.
Went to my buddy's farm, and there was only like maybe 30 rounds. I'm like, where's the rest of it? He's like, man, I ain't got no more. It's too expensive.
Yeah.
And what you can get, not only is it too expensive, you can only get about 1 box. I'm like, all right, well, this
It's
is going
getting
to
to
be
the
great.
point where I'm really considering building a spear.
Crossbow.
If I'm going hunting, it's like it's going to be on.
Look, I'm about to get a cannon.
But
Forget about it.
But yeah, and the point I'm making with the AK-47 is like, so if people are coming to my house, they'll be safe till they get within 30 yards.
they touch that driveway, it's a wrap.
Yeah. It's going to be like pop, pop,
Well,
pop, pop.
According to the CDC.gov website, the zombie apocalypse preparedness plan. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Folks, go to CDC.gov, the official CDC.gov website, and in the search bar, the little eyeglass icon, click that and put in the word zombie. You're not going to believe what pops up. Like, they really have a preparedness plan on there for zombies. You know, I don't want to get on a tangent because you brought up something.
Here's what you want to do. Go in there, download all that stuff about zombies, and then do a find and replace in your Microsoft Word and just change it to looters. Change zombies to looters.
Control F.
and then they just follow that plan.
Yeah, follow that plan. You know, you brought up inflation. And I saw this video earlier, and I got to play this for just a couple of minutes because this is part of Biden's tax plan and his new $1 trillion infrastructure plan. That's a disaster. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's a Democrat plan.
Which is going to be a disaster.
Except for China. It'd be great for China.
Of course, because they own us anyway. You said something about, on one of our previous episodes, about a flat tax. 10% across the board.
Oh, yeah.
If you make, $3 million or $3,000.
If you only made $1 this year, send us a dime.
That's it. If you made $1 million, you send it in 100,000 across the board for everybody.
Yep. No matter what you do.
The only people that would hurt though is the government. If you think about it, they can't do their pork deal packages and no lobbying, and
they'd be flush with cash. They'd actually make more money.
Well, no, they send it away.
Well,
because that's how they get their pay. But let me play this real quick.
Yep.
Are getting rid of their jets. They're getting rid of people. They're still going to keep their jet. They're still going to keep their yachts. They're just going to get rid of the workers. I think it's a nice plan to where, wouldn't that be nice if everyone paid more and the whole world became better and everybody was, equally capable of surviving. That's not what's going to happen. They say they're attacking the rich. They're attacking the poor. If you want to know my tax plan would go to a flat tax with full accountability. Meaning everybody pays the same amount. I don't care how many businesses you have or don't have. I don't care how many kids you have or don't have. I don't care about any of that. Just flat tax. Boom. I paid $30 million in taxes. You paid $300 in taxes, but it was the same percent. And then everybody take that money and focus it on the United States, taking care of our own, building schools, infrastructures, roads, okay, border security, start changing the things that matter, like term limits. Stop the ability to lobby, clean up the government. With the Biden tax plan, I really don't like it.
Who was that guy?
His name is Brad Lea, L-E-A. So Brad, first name, last name, L-E-A. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram as well, and Twitter.
The reason that won't work is because it makes sense.
And it would only hurt the government.
Sense. Well, the government likes the ability to punish people.
That doesn't.
That's what progressive tax rate does. It just punishes people for success
and destroys wealth. Yep.
But it's. I mean, everything that guy says, stop lobbying, stop everything. I mean, it's all just a pipe dream because these guys, they're not going to stop anything.
And they're not going to. Okay.
And term limits.
I was about to say for us to get term limits, Congress would have to approve that. They're not going to cut their own throats.
Hell no. Pelosi's been there 30 some odd years, and Schumer. Yeah.
Some of these people are old enough, but they've been alive since Jim Crow days, let's say.
Well, if you've been in there for 20 years and you still run on, we're going to fix, like what Biden did. Yeah.
48 years.
Yeah. We're going to fix this. It's like, yeah, okay. What's been holding you back all these years?
Nothing. Well, that man is a fool.
So here's the thing. And this is what I want our listeners to focus on and to come away. The federal government is a joke, and it will always be a joke. And you're kidding yourself if you think you're going to send people there, they're going to change it.
Because you're
going to send people there who are going to attempt to change it. You're going to send good people there, and you're going to watch half of them get corrupted by it, and the other half just get beaten down by it.
And they're going to be stopped either way.
So but this is what you can do. You want to save this country. You want to get America's collective shit together. Then you need to focus on your local elections. You need to focus on your city council, your county commission, your school boards. You need
especially the school boards.
You need to focus on your commissioners of agriculture. You need to focus on your state house, state reps, your governor, because those are the people who are going to defend you from the radical overreach of the federal government from Democrats and Republicans.
Now, how powerful is a sheriff in his county?
Well, now, the thing about a sheriff is, he's the supreme law enforcement officer because he's an elected official.
Right.
All right. So when, he has the power to stop look, there was that sheriff in Texas that arrested the ATF guys that were trying to confiscate this guy's stuff. But look at your mayor, look at like the mayor, like that's one thing that these guys, and this is where both parties are at fault. The city council races are often nonpartisan. All right. So you don't know if this guy's a Democrat or Republican, independent, Green Party. You have no idea. Mm-hmm. So they all get together
until they get in there.
Oh yeah, they all get together and they our local area's got a mayor that's a Black Lives Matter guy, but he had a name that just sounded, the average voter goes in and goes, okay, I don't know this person or that person, but
he's got an Irish name.
Yeah, this is a dude and this is a lady. I'll just vote for the dude.
And they had no clue what they were doing.
No clue who the hell they were.
Yep.
So,
because when he came out, a lot of people were like, wait a minute.
And I try not to mention a lot of names on this thing because we go, we're nationwide,
worldwide.
We're
big in Africa. I'm serious. Yeah, I got to show you the stats.
Nigerian. Yeah, I was wondering. I won the Nigerian lottery over there.
Oh my goodness!
All I got to do is give them $5,000.
Yeah, I keep getting the emails too.
But the only powers in your local elections, you get five conservatives from either party, but mm-hmm. 5 conservatives on your city council. And then when some asshole tries to come up with some kind of shenanigans about raising taxes or millage rates or anything, they'll stop it.
Yep.
They'll stop it.
They'll just vote them out.
You get yourself a conservative sheriff, and I will not support any sheriff or any candidate that's running for sheriff who will not state publicly that they will stop the federal government if they come into town and are going house to house.
That's right.
Taking guns.
Our local sheriff here.
Our local sheriff, Peyton Grinnell, said that.
And
that's why I'll say his name.
First to say it.
And, and one of the county that this place is based out of, Lake County, is a Second Amendment sanctuary.
Sure is. Why do you think everybody's coming here?
Well, yeah. So, and now let's go to school board. What did we talk about? Critical race theory and all this nonsense, and transgenders reading to, drag queens reading to kindergartners, and mm-hmm. people pushing all these. What we have to teach them about homosexuality. Don't teach these kids about any sexuality.
Math, science, reading.
The Chinese
get back to the basics.
The Chinese are not teaching their kids about transgenderism. They're teaching their kids mathematics, engineering.
How to beat the Americans.
Well, I mean, but that's how you do it.
Right.
By teaching these kids to be scholars,
mm-hmm.
okay, not activists.
Right.
So here we go. Elect conservatives to your local school board. I bet most of the people listening have no idea who's even on the damn school board.
Isn't that crazy?
They're just happy somebody else is doing it. All right.
Because they don't have to deal with it.
And so here's the thing. You see these, you'll watch a YouTube video where there's somebody going off at the school board and 100 people show up and all of a sudden the school board is exposed
mm-hmm.
for what they're doing.
We have a mama bear in our county that's doing that.
We do have a mama bear
and God bless her for doing it.
Yep. So, and she is gaining other traction and other people that are helping her do that. And it's snowballing. But so no matter where you live, I guarantee if you're listening to this thing, you're not a liberal. But if you're,
I highly doubt it.
Yeah. So, but I guarantee that your school board, if you look into it, there are things going on there that you would be appalled by.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take a whole hell of a lot of doing. Just go to one of the meetings. Shit, you'll be the only one there more than likely that ain't on the school board.
Right.
And you sit there and hear them talking about what they're doing in the daylight. And you'll say, my God, I cannot believe they're doing this.
Well, the school board here, we had a gentleman come tell us that, no mask mandates for the fall 2021.
Right.
Everyone clapped.
Right.
Well, what he neglected to say is there's conversation about mandatory vaccinations for children 12 years old.
Won't be happening to my kids.
Heck no.
Hell no.
So,
and I've said this before, my children have cell phones for 2 reasons. And my kid's a little kid. Number one, My oldest daughter, I need to be able to get a hold of her at a drop of a hat. But my son has one, and the reason he's got one is because it has its own number. He can make phone calls, he can receive phone calls, and that thing goes to school with him. It is off. And if those people
play that game,
if he sees needles, he is to turn that damn thing on and call me so I can come down there and explode.
Because
figuratively,
I was about to say, hold on now, wait a minute.
Figuratively,
Connecticut and New York, basically the parents are going to get a child that comes home with a Band-Aid and a letter that, oh, today your child was vaccinated according to this law. Mandatory. We can't do that to children.
My kids will be out of that damn school.
Forget out of the school. You don't know when it's not like they're going to say, hey, Tuesday your kid's going to get vaccinated.
I'm telling you, you're going to see in 4 or 5 years who's right and wrong in this damn shooting match.
Yeah, because the population will be much less.
And people are saying the only ones getting the damn variant are the people who are vaccinated.
Yep, the Delta variant is only affecting those that are vaccinated. Isn't that crazy?
I've got friends for their work who are just like, well, I didn't want to cause any trouble. I just got it. And I'm thinking to myself, look, I know a young man who has his dream job. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to say what it is because if she is listening, it's my friend's son.
Okay.
In order to continue at that job, everybody had to be vaccinated. So he took his 24-year-old self down and got vaccinated.
His life is just beginning.
He's got no children. He's got no wife. And now, this thing's screwing with people's reproductive.
Their hearts.
It's screwing with people's hearts. It's screwing with, and it's for a disease that has a 99, for a 26-year-old, it's 100% recovery rate.
It's the flu. They rebranded the flu because now it comes every year, different variant.
This kid's in phenomenal shape. And now he's another part of this experiment.
It's in him. You can never get it out. And if he does have kids, it's in them.
Yep.
This is a perpetual problem.
And this could be world changing.
Yeah, they planned it.
And look, it might not be, right? It might just be, hey, they're trying to do the best they can do. But
I'm not believing that.
I'm not going to sacrifice myself or my children for their fear.
Well, now look what came out today in Newsmax. They said that the plan is to take over-the-counter meds off the shelves.
What?
Hay fever, anybody when has allergies, sinus infections, stuff like that, sinus issues.
Yeah.
They're going to take it off the counter to inflate the variant numbers. More people get vaccinated. Folks, if you have allergies, get local honey.
Yeah.
It'll clear it up in 3 days, 4 days. Because if you're taking Claritin and stuff, it's not going to be on the shelves. They're doing this to us on purpose. It's that simple. But we're out of time, man.
Oh, another one in the can.
Another one in the can. I got a final thought, though, folks. A house divided cannot stand. Abraham Lincoln said it, and it's in the Bible. We read in Matthew chapter 12, verse 25, it says, "But Jesus knew their thoughts and said to them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to its knees. And every city or house divided against itself will not stand." When are we going to get back to being Americans and coming together? Thank you for listening. If you're ready to make the decision and give your life to Christ today, stay tuned for the prayer of salvation. For more information, please visit our website at www.road.fm. Again, that's ROAD.fm. And if you haven't done so, subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platforms, and we ask that you share it with at least 10 people to spread the word. We are listener supported here, so on our website, please visit the donate page for ways to contribute and our shop page for the latest merchandise. Remember, we love you and Godspeed, everybody. Repeat after me. Jesus, I confess you as my Lord and Savior. Come into my heart and forgive me for all my sins. Cleanse me with your precious blood and write my name in the Lamb's Book of Life. Fill me with the Holy Spirit and lead me on the road to salvation. I pray this prayer in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.